Grubby is thinking about changing teams just because Happy has now left DG, and so it's pretty much just him left. But we'll have to see. But you can see a couple of Dragonhawks now out for Thorzain. Obviously, this is going to stop any sort of Griffin's Dragonhawks. I always forget Dragonhawk's name. No, Dragonhawks. What are they called? Hippogriffs. Sorry, God. Hippogriffs from coming out, because obviously they are a nice counter to the air. Hippogriffs are faster than any air unit. Or actually, hippogriffs are, blinking in here to try and do a bit of harassment, but really not being able to do much with it. Needs to blinks out this way just so he can get that one kill of that water elemental, and level 5 now on that warden. So some nice leveling by both sides here. And meanwhile, it looks like Th000 did put up that expansion there, and so he's going to be mining off 2 base before before the human is. That's very nice for him. And Dragonhawk riders, even though Thorzain is here, a blink there gets cancelled at the last second, and you can see just this is not a place where Thorzain wants to be fighting. Using a staff there, obviously human staffs are really nice, and Thorzain does have tri-hero versus single hero, so that is pretty nice. But at the same time, just too many drides for those Dragonhawk riders. I don't think that was a good fight for Thorzain to be taking there, and this warden just needs to keep running. Excuse me. We'll need to use his TP. Actually blinks out there, but it looks like he is out of the range of bolts, so he might be okay. And he just needs to be careful about any air. Using his staff now to get home, and going to be healing up immediately. Actually, someone was asking, I think recently, why they drop. Oh my, excuse me. Why they drop their items before using Moonwells, and that's just because of the way that Moonwells heal a fixed number of hit points, whereas items give you sort of a percentage increase or decrease in mana or hit points when you pick them up. It is more efficient to drop them, use the Moonwells, and then pick them back up, and so you do actually get more for your moon juice just by doing that. And so I assume most people know that, but I just thought I'd throw that in anyways. And you can see Th000 just coming in, level 3 Shadow Strike, just taking out that those peasants immediately. But meanwhile, the island being crept out here by Thorzain, really risky play here, because he's just leaving himself so exposed. And even though Th000 doesn't know that this island's being crept out, he is just fortunately for him pressing anyways. And you can see this is such a hard camp to creep. This red dragon, just 2200 hit points, chaos damage, is just insane. But you can see Thorzain is planning on expanding here, actually putting up this expansion very early, and looks like Thorzain will be taking a fair bit of damage, but will be able to heal up, and he does have a staff as well, so he should be perfectly fine taking out this red dragon and getting that one devoured footman back, as well as sentry wards and Talisman of the Wild. Generally, if you're going to be expanding on an island, you want to sell those items, because otherwise your opponent will know what you're up to. And actually, Th000 doing an interesting strategy here. It looks like he's just shadow striking this troll warlord, then hiding. But with these priests here, I think this could be this could take a while just to get to do, because he's gonna be healing up constantly while Th000 waits for the cooldown to finish. But it must work, because otherwise Th000 wouldn't really be doing it, would he? And it looks like he's finally just going to go in with the attack here, and is going to manage to get this nice item. We'll have to see what item it is. Staff of Silence, that's very nice for him. Obviously against Tri-Hero, that's very useful, especially against like Paladin to stop healing, and Mountain to stop Bolt. That's particularly good. Water Elemental's not a threat at all now, because Th000 has 5 Dryads, each with a fair bit of mana, some even at full mana. So that's pretty nice for him. And meanwhile, Thorzain going for 3 towers, 1 arcane and 2 guard towers. The obvious problem with this strategy is that once Th000 gets level 6 or 7, depending on what he skills, the blink will be just so powerful that Th000 can just blink in, get some like Fan of Knives, Shadow Strikes, whatever, and then get out of there really quickly. And it's so hard for a human to respond to that, just because he'd need to bring his whole army, and that would require a Zeppelin, which would obviously be a danger in itself, and there's a whole bunch of troubles in that. And Thorzain now going to be creeping up this other island camp. Meanwhile, Th000 just going to continue creeping up his panda, which he picked up. Amulet of Spell Shield on that panda, that's very nice for him. Obviously, Th000 been doing some nice creeping, picking up more expansions as well, for getting a Tome of Intelligence. Certainly not the end of the world, but well, actually, this one Dragonhawk rider getting very low now for Thorzain. Looks like he probably will be able to keep it alive just by micro running away, and that red dragon will go down, and we'll have to see if these items have been sold. No, Thorzain hasn't sold his items yet. Maybe he's just going to try and sort of confuse Th000 by getting so many of the items that Th000 won't know which mine to go for first, and he'll have to just use scans. Ooh, wow, was that it? Sorry, he just got into the Zeppelin before I could see the item. I think there was a Scroll of Restoration, a very nice item, obviously better for casters or units with mana, but still very, very nice, because it does affect the Tri-Hero, and looks like Thorzain now coming in, and yeah, he did get a Scroll of Restoration, which is 300 hit points and 150 mana, so it's like a super Scroll of Healing plus a Scroll of Mana for any of you who remember that item. And staff being used by Thorzain, obviously had to TP out, but he has got a fair bit of bang for his buck. Not going to be expanding here quite yet by the looks of things, but we'll have to see if he's going to go for a third expansion, because Th000 does have this third expansion going up now. And let's actually talk about Thorzain's mass air strategy here. He is going for 2 Griffin Aviaries and actually getting Stormhammers now, so probably going to be transitioning into Griffins, which is quite nice to counter those bears. Griffins so good against bears, they just do so much damage so quickly. But I think sort of the mass air strategy is really interesting, because Dragonhawk Riders do have really high, really good focusing power against those Dryads, because they do have piercing damage, and they obviously can't all focus down one Dryad without any sort of pathing issues, and so that works very well for them. But the big problem with them is, one, you don't even need to really be focusing fire with Dryads. You can just A-click basically, and each Dragonhawk Rider will be poisoned, which will do a fair bit of damage to it. And then in addition to it, if you get a good haze fire off with the panda, obviously since they're grouping up to focus down these Dryads individually, you can hit a lot of units, and you can see Th000 doing exactly what I was saying before. His Warden actually very close to 6 now, actually taking a bit too much feedback damage from that Arcane Tower. I think he decides to get out of there rather than try and get that one more kill, because mana is pretty important for a Warden, and a Warden just able to blink straight out and actually into the base, where he can try and pick off a couple more peasants, and then probably get out of there. And you can see he's actually skilled Fan of Knives now, so a bit of a change up for Th000 now. And let's check out levels 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5 for Thorzain. Really high hero levels already, considering we're fewer than 20 minutes into this game. But it looks like staff being used by this Warden just to get maybe to heal off a bit, and probably get back into this game. And we are seeing all bears in Druid form. They are master trained. I guess Th000 just wants that increased mana regeneration on his units, and then you can obviously turn them into bears quite quickly. You do need to be careful that there isn't like a bolt and then Griffins come in and just focus down one before you can even get it to bear form. That's always annoying. But Th000 has actually walked one of his Ancient of Wars down here. That's very nice. It's going to make for a very strong attack, and it is going to mean that he won't be able to TP it out if he decides to TP out, but we'll have to see how this TP works in for Thorzain. Thorzain only TPing in his heroes, the Dragonhawk Riders choosing to fly in, and these bears will go down pretty quickly now between the towers and the focus. And actually Scroll of Restoration being used already. I was saying that Dragonhawk Riders don't have mana. They do, but their mana isn't really being used, and so that Scroll of Restoration didn't really have an effect. And you can see just the effect of Haze Fire. All these Dragonhawk Riders have been taken down to quite low hit points already, and they're just going to try and focus down these Dryads and then probably get out from this back line. But level 6 Warden now getting at that Avatar. That Avatar's going to be really nice now for Th000, and that's really going to put him in a dominant position in this game. And these Dragonhawk Riders just taking a bit too much damage will all have to, or will start to die. No more mana on that Panda though, so no more Breath of Fires, and a couple Griffins now coming out. That's perfect timing for Thorzain. Really going to be able to chase away these heroes, because obviously Dragonhawk Riders don't do too much damage against heroes, but between Bolt and Griffin you can really do a whole bunch of damage. And Thorzain needs to be careful, because this Panda's getting close to another Breath of Fire. Level 2 Breath of Fire can do a fair bit of damage and will take out a couple of these Dragonhawk Riders. At least a fair few of them have under 100 hit points. Staff being used to get that Warden out of there, but it looks like the Panda in a lot of trouble now. These Dryads should probably run to save themselves, because I don't have any real hope for this Panda at this point. This Panda really needs to get away, but he could actually go for a Goblin Lab, but actually the Zeppelin is denied by Thorzain, who buys it himself, and this the Panda goes down, although not before getting off one last Breath of Fire, and Th000, with a bit of a rallying problem, I think, loses one Dryad as well. I'm not sure how essential it was to buy this Zeppelin. Thorzain already has one, so it's a bit of a lost sort of a bit of money. And also, it wasn't like the panda was going to manage to get away. Thorzain has so many Dragonhawk riders and griffins that he could have easily taken down that Zeppelin, and that would have been a nice bit of money that Th000 had wasted. But meanwhile, Th000 has 3 mines up and running by the looks of things, assuming the main hasn't run out. No, the main actually just about to run out now, but has another one coming up now. I wonder what he's going to do with his main. Sorry, I saw this game a day ago. I can't even remember it. He'll probably just keep it here, I guess, because it is quite important to keep your main alive. But it looks like only 1 expansion up at the moment for Thorzain, so that's really where he's lacking at the moment. It's just he's sort of got a fairly good army now that he's managed to heal up. His army is really looking quite nice. You can see mass heavy air, 5 for 5 heroes. That's gonna be really strong. Level 3 bolt is actually quite nice against the Warden, and well, actually it's good against everything, but it's gonna be pretty tough for Th000 to hold off these pushes that are gonna be coming now. But if he can, I think he might have a good chance of winning this game. And Th000 actually just going to actually he's going to TP in now, and he's going to we'll have to see whether that was a staff. No, it was a TP, and the panda is now back. He has been taverned back,